Hi guys. In today's video, I want to do what no one else is doing, but expose what AI is. A lot of it was when I was scrolling through YouTube last night. When you search AI into YouTube, to TikTok, to Instagram, it's all rubbish. It's all stupid rubbish. Let's actually search up right now as I got you guys on here. How to start an AI business. Yo, I just saw something. I can make lots of money if I follow these three prompts. I could actually be a millionaire. Let me just look again. Copy these 3 steps into ChatGPT and you'll be a millionaire. Yo, if it was that easy, I think we'll all be making lots of money. But I hate to break it to you. It's not real. It's bullshit. Lies. They want to brainwash you and people still believe them. I'm not about fancy cars. I'm not about fancy YouTubers. I'm not about any of that life. I'm here to help you guys actually grow yourselves. And I want to give you the right steps and the right knowledge to take with. So be a part of our journey where we can take you along to actually adopt this AI world properly. Not by copying my 3 steps, not by copying your 3 steps, but by copying your own steps. So when I'm looking at AI, I want to go on the board quickly. How we started our business today wasn't by just copying prompts and chucking it into ChatGPT. We started something where we saw a need. So I'm out here quickly for a need. And we all have different needs. Your need might be getting from work to the gym. So you get a call. My need might be I need to eat or I need to make money. Again, we all have different needs. We saw that need was an industry specific things. And in every single country, there's lots of industries. I don't want to go into the detail. I just want to be very high level. An industry like insurance. We saw that insurance companies, there's claims, there's premiums, there's a lot of data. So in an insurance industry, we saw the need that there was a system, that they need systems. So we created systems for them based on the need. So I want you guys to take this as education and I wanted to teach you how to start this AI business. So look at what I just drew on the board is the first thing. And that first step is finding a need. You could look at not an industry, but we've looked at industries. You could look of the need of individuals, the need of education, the need of maybe industries like I've done. The second step is quite interesting. It's called consult. You need to consult that need with how you want to use AI in their business. So going back to the first step, what is their need? Do they have messy data? Do they have old systems in place? Do they have no systems in place? Do they want better reporting? Do they want to improve the way of thinking or making decisions? If that's the need, you consult with them saying, this is what we can do for you. Okay. I think you understand that. But my third step is called cost. I'm not out there to sell companies things that they can't afford. I'm not out there to rip people off. These 2 things are a system I've created and they all interlink with each other. If you find the need of an industry, the need of individuals, you identify that need and in that process, identify how much that company can afford or how much that individual can afford. In that, you're consulting. You're consulting the clients, what you can do. And you don't need any fancy degrees to consult. You don't need any professionalism. You don't need any of that. You can be 15 years old. You can be 10 years old and you can still consult. It's about knowing what you can do. It's about knowing how you can assess that need. And the best one is by providing a cost that suits their need and their budget. Now, I don't believe in anything what people say about AI. I don't watch courses. I don't watch any of it. I've seen success in this because it's not going out there to rip the client off. It's not going out there to make the client feel uncertain. If you have a good consult, you have a good business already. So let's improve who you are. Let's improve what you're doing. In this consulting, what I've done myself is divided my services into different pillars. Pillar 1 being AR. Pillar 2 being RPA. Pillar 3 being systems. Pillar 4 being data analysis. In AR, we also do AR agents. So the funny thing is, a lot of these YouTubers, they think they're finding the need, but they're not. They think it's the solution, but it's not. They don't consult the client. They think they consult the client. Consulting the client properly, you actually will hear the problems that they have, and you can fix the solution in that. But no, let's follow those 3 prompts that YouTubers do. With this, you'll make money. With what you follow them, you won't make money. But let me show you what YouTubers do. Famous influencers copying these 3 prompts. If I go onto YouTube, I can already assume who they are. These 3 prompts that they do, they want you to follow these steps, but they don't work. By copying something that they've produced by AR, ChatGPT, Grok, saying, copy this, put it back into ChatGPT. Who did the thinking? You just made AR think. You don't make yourself think. If you, as an individual, come up with an idea, let's say that idea was be an astronaut. Are you going to copy someone else to become an astronaut, or you'll copy yourself to be an astronaut? Are you going to do the necessary qualification and all the things to get to the astronaut level, or you're going to copy the easy way of what someone else has already done? 99% why businesses fail is because people copy what other businesses do. Creativity is what is the starter of this. And I want to dive into those 3 steps better, what they do. When you're searching AR, it's more than just typing things into ChatGPT. It's more than that. When I look on YouTube, people see and provide solutions for hairdressers. Yes, it might be their need, but it's 99% not what they want. When you're looking at industry specific, let's say like insurance or finance, there's a lot of data that's missing, or data that's messy, or systems that are broken, or outdated systems. Now, it's easy for me to identify people's need because I consult good. I consult based on problem finding. I don't consult based on how much money I'm going to make from it, or how much are they going to pay me, or what is this going to do for them. I don't focus on that. I first focus on how can I help this client? How can I help better this client so he can adopt this AR or this digital world? I don't look at my profit. I don't look at return on investments. I don't look at any of that because that doesn't matter. I first look at if our client has a need. If he doesn't, I don't go out there and provide him rubbish. If I can't see that he needs something, I don't do it. But YouTubers want to force that and manipulate. Yeah, but we can do things that your business doesn't need. We can do things like call center to make you leads. But my business doesn't do that. That's not what the problem is. But guess what? Yes, you could have done that. But if you fix the person's issues and their problems, you could have done cross-sell 6 months later saying, we can do this for you. We can provide leads for you. But you didn't fix what they needed, but you sold them something else. Now, that's why our business fails. Because if something's broken in the start, why are you giving other solutions? So for you guys watching, always look at if your client or if your business or an individual has a need. Step 1. Now, your consulting needs to be shit hot. You can't just go out there thinking that you are knowing everything. Let's just put it out there. You need to have the right services. Don't go sell stupid things like software that you can't sell or things that you just prompted in ChatGPT. My business, I have a dev soft, I have a business analyst, I have all the necessary people that can build these codes for me. Don't go to YouTube and say, how can I quickly create a business? Because now you're just copying the cycle, what they started. and what hasn't ended. Now, think about this. You have the right people. I'm not talking about spending thousands of dollars or thousands of rands on people. You can grow the skills by understanding what this client needs. I'm not saying don't go to ChatGPT and say, write me a code or write me this, but do it in a more ethical way. Like I spoke in my last video, consult on that need, build cost structure analysis. And I'll show you a video about how my cost structure looks. I tell what my client needs, what he can afford, and what does he need for the system to work. I get a cost every single time within their budget. So why are people selling things that people can't afford and ends up breaking? I asked lots of people to show me. So where is this prompt? Show me your workflow. Show me how you make this code. Show me where are the steps. And guess what? They can't. And this is what YouTubers do. They think they know how to run a business. They want you to think they have a business and that they're millionaires. They want you to buy their courses, but I'm offering you for free. I can show you without getting views. I can show you how a real AI business looks from start to finish. Follow my steps. Follow who I am. I'll teach you the guide for free. If you just follow these 3 things, comment below how you can find an industry. Follow here how you can consult. Follow here how do you build a cost structure. I will help you guys with free lessons. If you need a Teams meeting or if you want to meet online, I will show you each step properly in a more detailed way for free. So please, beg you, do not follow these YouTubers. Do not follow these 3 steps that they give you to make $1 million. It doesn't work. Follow your heart. Follow what you think is good, because I believe everyone in this world has the capabilities and the capacity to do things like this. You don't need some fancy degree. You don't need to be the cleverest person alive. You don't need to actually know how to run an AI business. You don't need money to even start this. You need yourself. And if you have yourself and you know who you are, I promise you, this will make you money. This will be a successful business. So start with your research. And I promise you, if you're looking at industry and this need, you're already in a starting block. Just the word alone called a need is probably the best thing you could ever mention. If you can consult, you're already a good person. You're already in the starting blocks for a successful business. Most businesses need this. If you don't have that, there's no starting block. The third step is the cost. Not overselling, not trying to make a profit, not trying to scare the clients away. This doesn't cost. That doesn't cost that much. This can cost $100 for your client. $100 to run a business like this. Now, don't oversell yourself. That $100, if you have 13 clients, you make a lot of money as a startup with nothing but yourself. The things that YouTubers do doesn't exist. And will ever buy a service worth $250,000 unless you can show me. Unless you can show me where your workflows are, how much profit you're making, who does your AR, who does your coding. If you can't show me that, then you don't have a business. But if you follow me in my steps, I will teach you how to start a business from nothing to big, to not a million, but if you grow it smallly and you grow it into a large capacity, 10 clients can end up with 100 clients. If you do this right, you can have a successful business if you copy this and you put it into your homework for our next YouTube video. I will take us to do something better than what you've ever seen before. I'm not a YouTuber, so I apologize. I'm not an influencer. I do apologize, but I'm here to show you. And I'm tired of how YouTubers and influencers are affecting the way we need to run things. 99% of businesses need to grab onto things but influencers and YouTubers. But come with me on this journey. Come with me through all these steps. I'm going to take you through from nothing to massive amounts of something. You don't have to be a millionaire, but you could have a good business that can make a million. If you just follow ethical behavior, if you're following the right steps, if you don't believe everything you see or watch, you don't have to copy my 3 steps, but I have the 3 steps that will guide you into a starting block, which you can start. You don't see any code here. You don't see any bullshit here. You don't see me saying, type this into ChatGPT because you don't need to. It's easy enough to research what industries are out there. It's easy to assess them and consult them to see what need they have. It's easy for you to build a budget based on their need. You don't have to oversell them. $250,000, what they will say. Again, this can cost a client $100 if you do this right. So please stop believing everything you see. Thank you.